Hello YouTube, how are you? My name is Larissa from Wred Reads. I am a high school English teacher and a budding author. I have finished NaNoWriMo. Oh my gosh, didn't actually know if I was going to make it, particularly after those first couple of weeks. I was getting quite behind. I was getting very behind. So I actually made it to 50,604 words. So I am stoked. I am really proud of myself. I'm proud that I managed to stick it out, that I did put quite a few big days of writing in. That Sunday that I wrote 9,000 was still my best day overall. But I definitely put in quite a lot of effort, and I actually managed to fit it into my daily life quite well in the end. I was really struggling with that to begin with, and I felt like every time my partner came home I was like, sorry, gonna go do some writing. But I managed to fit it in quite well later on in that gap between when I finish work and when he finishes work. So I felt like I still even managed to have a life in November, which was really nice. I'm not finished per se. I've made it to the 50,000 word count, which I guess was my goal, but it's not a finished piece of work. There are some events that I didn't end up writing about. I think it was chapter 12, it just says, in this chapter I'm going to write about blah blah blah. And I didn't actually end up going back and writing it because I didn't write it in chronological order. I didn't really do that from the beginning. I think I wrote like the intro, maybe like half of chapter 1, and then I went all over the show. So there are gaps. I guess it's coherent, which was my goal, but it's probably really only coherent to me. I think if someone else was still reading it at this point, it wouldn't make a whole lot of sense. So I maybe half achieved that goal. I'll give myself like a B for coherency, but I rocked that A+ for completion, so I'm happy enough about that. If I am going to go back and edit this and work on it more, which I'm still debating, I think I want to let it sit for a little while, a couple of weeks, and then come back to it. But if I do, there are definitely bits that I still need to add in, and there are some bits as well that I think I need to take out. I sort of ended up writing about whatever came to me because of that time pressure, and some of it I don't think that I would want to include. I think that I had too many characters to really develop them all well. So I had Libby, the protagonist, who obviously features quite a lot. It's all through her perspective, though it is a limited third person. So writing in third person but limited to Libby's perspective. Then there is Peter, Libby's husband, and also Peter's brother Matthew. There's also Rose, who lives with Libby and Peter. And Matthew kind of comes into the story because he ends up dating Rose. And Rose is a little bit simple. She has some brain damage. We find out later on in the novel that she actually tried to commit suicide when she was a teenager, and that's why she has these lasting effects and sort of difficulties with her learning and speech and things like that. So Matthew comes into the story because he ends up looking after her, and in a romantic sense as well. They develop a relationship, but he's just super gentle-hearted and really sort of takes her under his wing, and that sort of relieves the pressure off Libby and Peter's marriage, which was becoming tense with Rose in the house. Peter doesn't play a particularly major role in the novel, but obviously as the protagonist's husband, as Libby's husband, he is around a fair bit. Then there's also a character called Jordan. And Jordan is probably the character that I would cut out of this novel if I decided to sort of lessen my character count. Jordan is transgender, and he transitioned from being a female to a male when he was 16. So obviously he has quite a lot of identity issues and problems with self-confidence that fits into the themes of this novel really well. But I just kind of feel like it was really hard to develop all of those characters in equal measure, and it was probably just a little bit too much going on. I really like the character of Jordan, and I think he has a lot to teach us and to teach young people, but to be honest, he probably deserves a novel all to himself. I don't really feel like he was a sideline character, so maybe I'll keep him in my mind and I'll keep him stored there, and I'll come back to him another day and in another novel. Finally, there is Kate, and Kate is like the glue of this group. She is the one who has got it together, always done really well in school, getting a good job. She's the one who I had intended on being in law school and changed to being a teacher for ease of writing, but again I would change her back to being in law school. I think it fits with her storyline and like where I wanted her to go as a character a little bit better. So Kate, yeah, she's the one that's got it together. She knows what her life is doing, but Libby kind of realizes throughout the novel that Kate has had a lot of pressure put on her from her parents in particularly, as well as herself. And so Kate's really actually struggling quite a lot now as a young adult to maintain the expectations that her parents had placed on her and that she had placed on herself. And trying to deal with all of that pressure is actually becoming quite a problem for her. But because she's always been seen as this perfect, happy young woman, she doesn't tell anyone. She doesn't tell anyone that she's stressing out, she's freaking out, and she can't cope with all this pressure anymore. And she is the character in the end who commits suicide. And it's the one, I guess, of all the characters that no one would have expected to have done that. Kate's suicide is a triggering point for lots of other events that happen. That is when it's revealed to the reader that Rose tried to commit suicide, and it also brings back a lot of difficulties for Libby trying to go through that again. She had found Rose hanging when she tried to hang herself. So it's a pretty deep and dark story. Even just talking about it now, I'm like, wow, you wrote about all that. So I feel like there's a lot going on, and I feel like I could probably simplify that a little bit. I'm also not convinced that I actually want Kate to commit suicide. The more I've been thinking about it after I wrote that scene, the more I feel like it's not really part of her character, that it would be, you know, more likely if she tried to run away or she got some kind of rebellious boyfriend or something like that. And if I do go back, I want it to be something that makes Libby think of the possibility of Libby committing suicide, because I think that alone is enough to put that doubt into her mind and to set Rose off again and to freak Libby out. And I guess it gives you a reason then to reveal Rose's backstory. But I don't know that I want Libby to actually commit suicide. Maybe just, you know, some hints, like they're searching for her and she finds pill bottles in the bathroom or something like that, that makes those thoughts go through her head, but that Kate didn't actually do it. And I also don't want to teach my readers that suicide is a way out, because it's not, and there are always things that can be done, and I think those sort of messages I want to come through. Obviously Libby's seeing a psychiatrist, so I want to kind of like show my readers that there is another way. I have really enjoyed this NaNoWriMo experience. It's been great writing and exploring this world that my brain has created, which is kind of amazing. It's been a great start to my writing career. It's helped me to build relationships with other writers and kind of get myself out there. It's made me start YouTube. So it's been a fantastic experience. I'm a little sad it's over, but I'm also a little not sad because I can get some of my life back. It's been a great experience. If you too have done NaNoWriMo and you are a winner, then good on you. And if you didn't finish, just keep going. For me, the best part is what I've learned about myself. I've had a great time this month. It's been awesome sharing it with you guys. I have some updates for you soon about other things. If you are a teacher, a student, a book lover, then this channel is for you, and there'll be more things coming now that NaNoWriMo is over. Thanks, bye!